Yes.
Awesome sauce. All right, so I'm going to share with you some marketing tips. There is a course, Book Marketing Secrets, that's based on a live class workshop, paid workshop that we had at the not Bamboo Sparks. I get the two organizations mixed up. The Caribbean Entrepreneur Summit 2 years ago. We had a 1 hour workshop on marketing. And so we have turned that into a course with additional notes for first-time authors to sell their first 1,000 copies. So that's a course that you can go through and learn to DIY, Book Marketing Secrets. 101 is just $99. So I want to recommend that to you all. It's on the Academy website, entrepreneursecrets.com/academy. So I have been studying book marketing. I've looked at my own book marketing, and the reason why I am Bamboo Sparks, for example, that company gives you, it's a spark, it's a start to get the fire going in your book career, right? So we work primarily with first-time authors. But from my own experience, and I'm almost through reading a book called 1001 Ways to Profit from a Book by Sharon Woodhouse. She's an American author. She's been in the publishing industry for over 30 years. I'm going to interview her next week for my podcast. And I've just been trying to grasp and master this marketing thing because it is what most authors struggle with. And I've also been looking from strange enough, a biblical perspective, because the Bible is a book. In some say it's the #1 bestseller, the most translated book and all kind of stuff. It keeps going, right? So I've been looking at some of the things that keeps it selling and how we could apply that to our own journeys. When I look at the book of Ruth, which I model my life and business off, the book of Ruth, I found 3 C's that are useful, right? So the first C is that most authors who are successful, who sold, whether it's 1 million books or 10,000, you name it, they have a community, right? So the first C there's a community. They are part of some group, whether that is Seth Godin, whether there is some community. So you're either going to build your community or tap into a community or do both. And so what the authors do is that they normally give away something and encourage people to join. They get an email list and they put together, they start building their community, and you have various email management systems, whether it's MailerLite, whether it is MailChimp. They do that, and you have a number of others on the market. But they either give away a chapter, they normally give away some valuable information. If they have multiple books, they give away a book or a short story, something that will entice persons to exchange their email, and they use the email to build community. And then they have to communicate with that community regularly. So they send out newsletters or updates. So they're building their reader tribe, but there has to be consistency of communication with their community. And when I look at the authors who are really doing well, they have a community. You can build a community on social media as well, or you build your following or your fan base. For Mike Todd has a church. It's a whole church. So by the time he was ready to release Relationship Goals, it became a New York Times bestseller. Of course, Trad Deal and all that stuff. Sarah Jakes Roberts, she started out blogging, building a community. Even beyond people, she wasn't using, I think she was using Sarah Jakes at that time, without even tapping so much into her dad's community, TDJs. Her whole thing started with a blog that eventually took off, and then the blog, then the book. And now she has a whole Women Evolved community and movement. So it's a huge community. If you're going to be successful, you need to do the same. Now, with the Bible, the community is called the church. Every week, people have to gather and read it. With the book of Ruth, there is the festival of Shavuot. It's around the community of Israel, and every year the book has to be read. So one of the things to help to market and sell your book is if you can tap into a community that this becomes required reading or a part of your community. Some people build their community by also setting up book clubs. Now, I'm going to launch a book club around my book, Better Than I Dreamed, and let's see how it works out. This here is also a little community, or Authorpreneur Secrets community. My Indie Authorpreneurs Facebook group is another community that I have built, and people from it have bought my books. Not as many as perhaps should, because I haven't been a huge proponent of selling my books. I haven't done that. I'm more building a business around books. So community, that's the first C. And you decide how you want to build it. Susan, I think, has a Facebook group of maybe 600 people. Terry Carroll, I don't know how many is in her community, but for the sale of her books, by the time her book came out, it was her community. It was her Terry Carroll tribe that came out and formed lines to buy her book. And she does call them her community. To build community, you have to share information. You can't just give away something and set up the email list, or you set up your Instagram page. If you're into social media, because there are persons who sell lots of books and they're not on social media, right? So you have to determine the strategy that's best for you. But you have to be consistent. Is it every Monday people going to hear from you? Is it twice a month? Let the community know. But the more you communicate, the better, because if it's sometimes just once a month, they will forget you, right? So give them updates, send them information from the book. Another thing that I see work is if your book becomes required reading or material for the community, but even if it is not a textbook. So like for me, I have included every coaching group or so that I build is based on a book. So you either have to read a part of the book or the whole book. And in recent times, I have incentivized trying to get you to read the book. But the book is a part of it. So you can build your own community and you make your books part of it. For Mark Dawson, he has a whole heap of books. And so even though I've not bought one of his books, I'm in his community, and every month I see an email or something, some update about the next book. But those who are selling many books and that's the strategy that they used to make a living with their writing. It's the same thing. You have to build a community. Let's say if you have 1,000 true fans, you can sell enough things to them that it can be sustainable. So the question is, how are you going to build a community? If not, are you going to tap into other people's communities? The authors who do well, they do both. You can build a community by having early readers. They call them and you give away advanced reader copies. So all the people in your email, on your email list now, or people you're in touch with on WhatsApp, because remember you have WhatsApp groups and different communities. It don't have to be the fancy things like this. It could be a WhatsApp group. And you regularly provide them with inspiration or teaching or something. And it can, if you don't have any, it can start. Now, you, Jenny, you already are a pastor, so you have a community that you're tapping into. And you can grow the community. The next thing is a cause. If you have a cause, meaning that your book is tied to a big purpose, like for you, Jenny, it could be, it's focused on women who are broken and who needs to be made whole. But there are other things in our book. It talks about education. It talks about different things. If you have a cause that will help your community to relate, you need a cause that the community can rally around, that the world can rally around, that a group can rally around, and that will help you. So like for Jody, you have the whole deaf community based on where the book is. The Christian community, those who want to go into missions. But the cause, what cause are you going to? The cause could be a scholarship. The cause could just be the betterment of somebody. Like for Suzanne, is that book, Fab Fitness Over 40. That's around health and wellness. By the way, May is Mental Health and Wellness Awareness Week, I think, 12 to 16 month, and then November. So when we talk about the cause, you need to also get community to rally around it or tie into the communities that support these causes and have events. Trust me, events sell books. When we had the Bamboo Sparks Publishing Summit and Expo, Dr. Sharma Taylor's book is a big fat book, almost 400 pages, and a lot of person. It was the book that sold the most that day. She gave her talk on traditional publishing, talk about the story behind the book, and people wanted the book. And it is a fiction book. So whatever type of book it is, if you have an event with your community, bring people together. It can be expensive, but you can have inexpensive ways because you can be part of somebody's event. Dr. Taylor did not fund the event. She was part of somebody's event, and she got 9 books sold, and the books are like for $3,500. And this is a fiction book, event sell book. For Renee, yes, the disabled community. So make a list of the community and come up with a cause. People want, you know, how is this book contributing, you know, to the betterment of people or myself or something? And that is how, for example, the book promotion companies, even Amazon takes your email, they promote people's books to us. So when you set up your Amazon Author Central account, which all of you should, with your profile, and people follow it, each time you have a new book coming out, Amazon actually sends an email to those who follow you to say, so-and-so has a book coming out. So if you have the cause, I go back to this Joel guy again. Right now, he's going to Boca Lit Festival because they're promoting literacy and future creatives, future makers. He's going to be doing a reading at the Boca Lit Festival. That's a community in and of itself. He's not the one organizing the event. He's going to be a part of it, and he will get to sell his book. So if you can go to events, sometimes the cost is prohibitive, but sometimes you can, it doesn't cost much to be a part of it. If you speak to, that's a way to sell your book. And so the 15 ways, entrepreneurship ideas that are at the back of the book, you can explore those. And I did 15 weeks teaching on my YouTube channel, beyond the book launch, 15 ways to keep the book alive and thriving. And so if you have the community, if you build a community and then you come up with a signature event or a cause that every year it is recurring, like Mental Health and Awareness Month, Suzanne, every year you can do something about that. If there is a fitness day, if there is something else that you can be a part of, do that. Let me say for you, Jenny, Cancer Awareness Month. You can do something each month and highlight your book, and you can tap into those communities. Whatever is the subject of your book, if you tap into it, then it would help. Then you coach, you're a counselor. So you could build your own community now where people come to you for that, and the book becomes required reading. And that is how you know every year something will happen. So you build a campaign. So the next thing is to build a campaign. you organize some kind of activity. With Amazon, if you enroll your book in Kindle Select, that is your book is, the ebook is exclusively to Amazon for 90 days. You don't put it on any other platform. You can run these 7-day promotional campaigns whereby you can stagger the book price or you can make the book free for those 7 days. Now, some person would be like, especially Caribbean people, why in heaven's name would I want to make my book free after I spend so much money to publish it, right? But here's what I saw in Bestseller Publishing. One of the reasons why they may run the 7 days or take 2 or 3 days out of it to do it for free is to get reviews and to get the book noticed. So instead of free, the next level that they do is a 99 cents campaign. And so Cosberg says before they may release the book and only let a few people know, let's say a few, more than a few, just let your intimate friends and people know so you can get at least 10 book reviews, and they are verified reviews. And there are also some promotional sites, which are also communities, that they will promote your book if the book is at 99 cents or for free. These communities who like free books, so they have thousands of people in them. And you write an email and you say, I'm having this for a limited time. I need your help. I'm trying to get some book reviews. Could you buy the book for 99 cents? You don't have to read the entire book, just read like 3 chapters. So they tell them that and leave a review. Why? Because the reviews help to convince other people that this is a good book. And then if you want to run other promotion, paid promotions, these promotional sites, which are big reading communities, they want to see at least 5 reviews many times before they run with it. And so that's how reviews are hard. People will tell you that they're going to do it and they don't do it. And so those are some of the strategies that they use. So the community, the cause, the campaign. So you have like, you can have a campaign that is both on social media and off social media. So this is just a series of activities. For me, I find the campaign works if you have like the deadline, you set a date, if it's tied to an event, if it's tied to a cause, you need at least, not need, but one of the things that they do is you have at least one social media page, if it's an Instagram page, and you say, this event or this cause I'm supporting, if it's a bestseller campaign, you do that. If it is a book launch campaign, you do that. Those are the easiest for authors, but you can have other campaigns. Like for me, no, I could run a campaign around the 10-year anniversary or a Better Than I Dreamed, something. It could be a scholarship. It could be something tied to the book. And you have a series of activities. That includes, you can send out press releases to newspapers, because that helps. You can run paid ads. If Instagram is $5 to boost a post, I think it's the same thing for Facebook. So you can set, if it is within a fixed time period, like a 30-day campaign, then you can determine how many days you're going to pay to get more eyes on it. So the campaign can include paid promotions. It can just be free stuff that you do online and offline. So like you, Jenny, this is a pre-order campaign that you are doing, in a sense. You could extend it to a book launch. You can come up with different names, but a series of activities over a set period of time where you're doing a lot of things. And that's one of the things that they do to sell the books and to keep it going. And all the other ideas that you see in the book, those 15 entrepreneurship ideas are also ways that you can keep the book sales going, and you have to decide, am I going to use that? So I go back to the scriptures in terms of how they use it. One, you also think about they have a community. So the book is required reading. Every new member have to get it. The Bible is related to your personal life and walk. So you have to go back and read it. For Israel, the books are part of their constitution. So it's required reading. There's a community to back it. That's one of the secrets. Translation, the book in different formats. So each time next year, maybe one of you could do an audiobook. And with the rate that it is going now, audiobooks will become cheaper to produce if you use AI translation. You can clone your voice and upload the book and it reads it. That is through 11 Labs. So you can put the book in different formats. That helps to sell it. And